Woo. Wow, I polish it all the time. Oh, thank you to the National Lottery, grant management team, and of course all the amazing lottery players who make these funds available. You have no idea of the huge positive difference you have made to some really poorly children and their families. And why laughter? It's an inclusive, a universal language. It's a connection. It's the shortest distance between two people, not just a nice to have. We know research and evidence proves that laughter has its benefits. It supports huge physical and mental benefits. Children's laughter may simply be one of the most beautiful sounds in the world, as we heard from the film, and it's so true. We all feel better when we're laughing together. It helps us to get and do so many things within our work, our families, our relationships. And when children are very sick and poorly, it's one of the hardest times to find the laughter. But it all started with me from a vision from a small child growing up in a medical family. My mum was a nurse, a midwife, and dad was a GP, and both quite serious people, I have to say. Not that I'm that old, but Victorian times it was quite different than it is today. Certainly you had to laugh at the right times. But they met in Africa actually, so they spent a lot of time nursing out in some really poor hospitals in South Africa. So I was very much brought up with charity and understanding care and how it can be for some people. So my eyes were opened. Very quickly after leaving school, I wanted to go into the caring profession, but I wanted to work with children. So I trained as a nursery nurse, which I have to say was great fun, and I learned all about the background of child development and social care. But I wanted more than that. I was noticing children at the back not getting opportunities to feel confident to come to the front. It was something that was so important to me that I could share their language. And I knew how to do it, because I knew if we could laugh together, that would be how we could communicate. In my role as a laughter specialist, and there's a team of us, we work in hospitals, schools, hospices, but in COVID we set up an outreach project. This again is thank you so much to the National Lottery players. I've been visiting people's homes, and as you can appreciate, working outside when it was cold wasn't the best, but we managed it. We engaged with children through glass. One little boy called Bobby, who in fact was rescued by the air ambulance that Prince William, not quite the king, he set up this charity. And there was an article lately in the paper about his feelings of how difficult it was to rescue this little boy with his ambulance, air ambulance. But it was Bobby, and I worked with Bobby. It was a fatal accident. He was run off outside the front of his house by a car. It was a time when Bobby really, and his family were unsure of what was to come. I've been with him from the beginning of his journey in Addenbrooke's Hospital. He's now 9 years old, so for the last 4 years, Bobby's had over 35 operations, and he is now rehabilitating slowly, but he's doing really well. And he chooses to have the laughter specialist part of his journey. We make such a difference to his level, his physio, we're part of his physio, we're part of his learning, his education. We have such fun, and to see that little lad, you know, crying with laughter is the most amazing thing ever. So Bobby's very much part of our journey. I'd like to say about Ollie, another gorgeous guy who's 19, and he has cerebral palsy. And I've known him for quite a long time, and basically he found it very difficult to communicate. Lots of sounds, but not really any language. Over the last few months, I've been working with Ollie. I've got him to say lots of things by using my microphone. And it's amazing how a microphone can help a child engage and communicate that perhaps they wouldn't have otherwise. And one of the things that with our work is we do not have any expectations. We want to give them opportunities to be relaxed and confident and to take part in whatever we do and give them opportunities to have fun. And that's exactly what we did. And Ollie took the microphone and he sang. It was just it was just heartwarming. It really, really was. And it was something to his family they'd never seen before. So it's stories like this that laughter specialists get to do with engaging with children. One of the other things was a Christmas grotto last year. Again, we set up this bespoke place over in Debden. It meant that families could come, bring their children, nobody else would be there, totally safe space, and they could come in. And one of the mums said that her daughter Charlotte had always been terrified of Father Christmas. Well, because this Father Christmas was a lovely laughter specialist dressed up who completely understood how difficult it can be for children to come, and they don't sit on the knee anymore, I know that, but they come in, and get quite close. And I know that children sometimes find it quite terrifying. But for Charlotte, it was the first experience of seeing a Father Christmas she absolutely loved. And this was a real breakthrough for the family to know now that Charlotte can go and visit Father Christmas. And again, that's because laughter specialists adapted. We changed our roles and met the needs of the children. Then there's this lovely Amber. I want you to all enjoy listening to this little girl laugh. This little girl has very little physical movement, spends most of her life being taken from a chair to a frame on an upright, back to a bed, back to a chair, and this goes on and on with continual hospital treatment. But we're part of her journey, and I want you to enjoy her laughing because it really is the best sound.
I've never seen you laugh like this before. I just told the doctor that today, 7 years ago, we switched off Amber's life support machine. And this is what Amber thought to that.
Oh, so beautiful Amber. She gets so much, engages so much with us through laughter. With magic and songs and silly squeakers and all the things that we use to improvise when we're with these children, they enjoy. I think that all of our beneficiaries, all of our children have got so much out of our visits. I know that work is so demanded. We're needed everywhere. We're asked to continually go back. We hear the stories from the parents to say fantastic work. So I think really, with the thank you to all of you once again, a charity like the Laughter Specialists is on its way up. So thank you, and thank you to all those lovely children, those heroes that they really are. Thank you.